So as anyone who watches this channel consistently knows, I am super excited about on-chain gaming. I think that there is a brand new metaverse that is being enabled by the blockchain because the blockchain gives us verifiable ownership. It gives us a real digital currency that can have scarcity. So you add these two things to a massive multiplayer online role-playing game, and all of a sudden the level of realism just shoots to an entirely new level. Because what you do in these worlds actually matters. What you make in these worlds can actually feed you in real life. And yeah, it just takes gaming to a whole new level.
On-chain gaming.
So it's pretty clear that I am just super ecstatic about this whole space. I don't think the world has awoken to the potential that on-chain gaming provides to the world yet. So I think there's a ton of opportunity in this space. But anytime that there is a new Wild West to explore, there's also going to be a lot of less than honest players that come in just to try and steal your money. So in this video, I want to explain to you guys what I do, the thought processes that I go to, and kind of the check marks that I run off when I'm deciding whether or not to invest in an NFT gaming project. How I decide whether or not this is a game that I think has potential and is worth me putting my money in, or whether or not I decide to pass, which I pass on way more projects than I actually invest in. And there's new projects every single day. Like we just had Crypto Blades Skill run up a ton. Skill is a cryptocurrency that you win by rolling the dice. No skill required. Now that doesn't mean that skill is a bad currency. I just think that's kind of hilarious. And then you also have other projects like My DeFi Pets rising up really just because of Axie Infinity's success. And it's hard to know like which of these projects is worth investing in, which of these 100x coins is actually here for the long term, or which of these crypto gaming coins is not gonna last through a bear market. So let's jump into my thought processes. So the very first thing, and this is the most important thing about any project, is the founder and the team. And there are so many projects, especially in the crypto gaming space, that have anonymous teams or founders that have never done anything in the past. And while an anonymous team does not guarantee that eventually there's gonna be no support and you're gonna find out it's a scam and the founders just disappear, while that's not a guarantee, it's a lot easier for an anonymous team to rip you off than it is for a team that has their names behind it. Where if you get ripped off, like there's someone that you can hate. That provides a lot more accountability to a founder team. When your name is behind something, I think that there's an extra level of motivation to try and make sure that it succeeds. Because if you do turn out to be a scam, guess what? No one's gonna invest in any of your other future projects unless your next project you're an anonymous team. So yeah, the team is really important, and that is one of the very first red flags that will cause me to not invest in a project. If the team either is anonymous and I can't figure out anything about who's behind the project, or if the project's team is just very low quality, which means that they haven't done anything successful in the past, especially for these NFT games. I love finding founders that have built successful games that were like pre-blockchain. Like some of the games that I'm investing in, literally these developers building this new blockchain world, like Mirandus, for example. Michael McCarthy worked on Fallout 2. He worked on Fable 2. Like these are incredible video games of my childhood, some even before my childhood, to be quite honest. If a creator has created some of my favorite games from childhood, how much more faith should I put in them that now they're trying to create the next great thing? So investing in really good teams, I cannot stress it enough how important it is. Now, the team by itself is not the end-all be-all in one specific sense, and that is that a project, if like success is shown if they've actually put out a product that is incredible, well, then at that point, the product speaks for itself and the team doesn't matter as much. It's when you're investing on a promise. That is when the team is of the utmost importance. Once there's a clear product out there and there's like success has been proven and shown and like it's a fun game, like at that point, let me use Axie Infinity, for example. Now Axie Infinity, I would say, has an incredible team with a ton of success behind them, but when they were building Axie Infinity, they probably were a team that I might not have thrown my full faith behind instantly. They were not anonymous. They were very public about who they were. They're active on Twitter, active with the community, which was an incredible thing, but they didn't have a ton of like really big AAA success behind them. But once Axie Infinity actually exists, once you can actually play and earn in the game, once the community starts growing and you see people really starting to fall in love with the product, well, at that point, the fact that the team is still engaging with the community and stuff is all that matters, because this is an incredible product that already exists. And now, do I believe in the Axie Infinity team that they're actually going to come out with Lunacia and land gameplay and all of that? Of course I do, because they have this previous success now. So now I'm believing their promise because they fulfilled a past promise. So yeah, just be really, really wise, guys, about the teams that you're investing in, because when you're investing in a project, especially projects that don't have a lot to show for themselves yet, you're really investing in the team of that project. Okay, I think I've stressed that part enough, but it is really, really important. Okay. The second thing that I look at when I'm trying to decide whether or not to invest in an NFT gaming project is I want to see the thought that has gone behind this. I want to see the vision. I want to see that this is actually something that the creators are excited about because it's exciting. So if there's a white paper, I love to read through the white paper. Does it make sense? Do they have decent tokenomics? Like, does this actually seem like it could work fundamentally in the real world? Because if a plan just doesn't make sense, if it doesn't seem like it can work, then it probably can't work. But some plans are extremely ambitious, just crazy ambitious, but it all makes sense. Like, it lines up. Like, okay, I can see how the creator, how the founder believes that they're going to get from step A, where they are now, to this final place that they want to be. So having a good roadmap is really, really beneficial and gives me a lot more confidence when I'm investing in a project. Now, that said, just like Axie Infinity's team was an exception to this first rule, Gala Games is kind of an exception to this second rule in some ways. Gala Games has given us some clear visions. The CEO, Eric Schurmeyer, who also founded Zanga before this and MySpace before that, he's given us a clear vision of what he dreams Gala Games could be, the blockchain competitor to Steam, some incredible games being built in-house from the Gala Games team. But they don't believe in white papers and they don't believe in roadmaps, which is kind of difficult for me, I have to admit, but just because they say they don't believe in that, they still give us some roadmaps. They do a ton of AMAs and answer a ton of questions, which can then allow me to form a roadmap in my own mind, but they don't release their internal roadmaps to the public. They believe that the games should speak for themselves, but it also means that if you're willing to take a leap of faith, and you're right, like, you could be well rewarded, because a lot of people aren't going to invest in Mirandus NFTs, for example, simply because there is no Mirandus white paper. That's going to lead a lot of crypto investors to just look somewhere else, despite the fact that this team behind Gala Games has created some of the most successful companies of the last little while, with Zanga worth over $10 billion, some of the most fun RPGs of my childhood as well, with what Michael McCarthy has done. So yeah, that's an exception, but generally, if a team has laid out a clear roadmap that makes sense and you're like, this can work, that is a really good sign. The other thing that's really important is not every single company has the same like belief system. So my belief system is very clear. I think that blockchain games are just going to change the business model of a gaming company. So instead of buying everything from the gaming company and them profiting and players players just losing all their money the way that it works now. Instead, blockchain gaming is going to allow game companies to sell NFTs with real rarity, real value, that then allow an economy to exist where players start selling things to each other, and then the game company just profits off of a tax that is placed on the economy of like 4% or whatever that tax is, so that as players are selling to each other, it's like a country, and the country just takes a tax, but tons of players can be super profitable and make a living inside the world. So that is something that's very clear as the vision for Mirandus, but not all of the blockchain games that exist have the same vision. I think Star Atlas is a good example of a different vision. Still an incredible play to earn vision, an incredible roadmap. But I asked the CEO of Star Atlas, I was like, so in Mirandus, I have a Majestic Forge. So I'm actually going to be able to forge NFT weapons that are very powerful that I can sell to other players in the game. So I see my Majestic Forge, because it can generate NFTs, it can mint new NFTs, as a big revenue generating asset. So I said, are you ever going to sell in Star Atlas some kind of factories that can create ships and mint new ship NFTs and stuff like that? And his response was very different. I think that Star Atlas plans on making a lot of their profit from selling ships directly to players. So that's a little bit more of the traditional gaming model, mixed in now with a play to earn model. Well, now after you have that ship, you can mine on planets, you can defeat other players and like collect what was in their hulls and stuff. So there's still going to be an economy that exists now, a real cryptocurrency that exists, but some of it is still top down. The point I'm trying to make here is every project is not created the same. There's different visions, and NFTs can have very different utilities and future income generating revenue possibilities. And two projects can both be successful, but one of those projects, NFTs, could be a much better investment. So it's important that when you're investing in these NFT games, that you do your research and you actually understand what is the vision behind this game. Like, what are they actually trying to build here? Like, don't just listen to me and be like, yeah, Jake from On-Chain Gaming thinks that all these blockchain games, like it's the new Ready Player One metaverse, we're going to be able to make so much money, and then you happen to invest in a game that doesn't believe in that player economy in the same way, and things are set up different, and then it doesn't turn out like you thought it was going to turn out. Like Spider Tanks, for example, it sounds like all the NFTs are going to be bought from Gala Games. So that's two different games from the same company with a much different fundamental structure for how NFTs, how play to earn is going to work. From the same company, two different games. So it's important to understand what the vision is behind the game that you're investing in. All right, so now the third and final thing that I look for is the community. The community behind projects says so much about the project. And guys, sometimes if a community is just like so powerful and so convincing, they can kind of convince me, even if some of these other points are not like really weak, but even if they're like a little, like not hundreds, you know, like maybe it's a 70 and a 70, where I'm like, these are okay. I'm not sure if I'm gonna invest in this. But then the community is just like an 11, and they're just like so hyped for the project, and they just believe in it so strongly. And like I'm asking questions and they're answering it. Like good communities behind projects, that's a really, really, really good sign, because if this many people, if these people could be excited about it, then that means a lot more people could be excited about it. Whereas if a project, say a project has a 10 founder, a 10 roadmap, and then you look at the you look at the community, and this thing has existed for 6 months, but still it's like a ghost town, and like no one seems excited about this, then that can cause me to second guess myself. Like, maybe I missed something. Maybe this isn't as cool as I thought. People don't seem as excited about this as me. Now, maybe you're just really, really early. That's a possibility. But maybe there's something that you're missing here. It's really important to kind of read that community, read this final thing, and see, will people get excited about this in the future? Because Axie Infinity, when I first discovered it, I was super impressed by the Discord community. And that's part of the reason why I invested so much money. It was such a scary thing. I was afraid that I had just like wasted $100,000 when I first started investing in Axie Infinity, because I was buying Mystic Axies and Mystic Land, and I bought every type of land, and I invested a lot of money into Axie Infinity, and I was really scared. But what gave me the final confidence was just how incredible that Axie Infinity community was. And even when I bought one of my Mystic Axies, the whole Discord started freaking out because they had a bot that shows some of the biggest sales. So my Mystic Axie purchase was the biggest of the day. And the whole community was freaking out and congratulating me. And that made me feel a lot better about that purchase. And it didn't change the fact that I had just spent that much on an NFT, which is a digital asset that my parents would say is probably valueless, But the fact that there were so many people excited about that purchase made me really confident that, in the future, if there's a time where I want to sell this, there's going to be people who want to buy this, because so many people are so excited about this thing that I just purchased. So communities are really, really important. So yeah, guys, those are the 3 most important things to look out for when deciding which NFT games to invest in. These are the 3 things that I pay attention to. Just to recap: the team, the founder, number 1. Number 2, the roadmap, the plan. What is the dream and the vision? What are they actually trying to create? And what utility and value are these NFTs, if you buy them, really going to give you? What even is the plan for what they're gonna give you? Really important. And then finally, the 3rd thing is the community. Are there other people that are excited about this? Does it seem like this is a vision that people really, really get behind and are excited for? That is very, very important. So I have not seen a community like Axie Infinity until then I found Gala Games, and the Gala Games Discord, the Gala Games community is really, really cool as well. And that's why recently, that's what I've been investing most in. I've been investing in Mirandus assets. I don't want to spoil this, but I think that video will have already come out. I recently bought a $100,000 Town of the Duke. And my timing, guys, is not always optimal. I could have literally Gala doubled after I bought my Duke. So I literally could have bought 2 Dukes for the same price, for the same amount of Gala coin that I had, which feels kind of bad, but also I'm very confident in this NFT and I don't regret buying it at all. But yeah, the crypto space, guys, it's crazy. Life-changing movements by the hour. So just stay calm, guys, stay grounded, stay focused on the future. And when it comes down to it, you got to listen to your gut. You have to listen to your gut and invest in those projects that you really think are gonna be around, people are gonna be excited for 10 years from now. That is what I strive for in my investing. I wanna invest in things that if I never sold them, I would still be the last one laughing. I don't want to invest in things that I feel like I have to sell, at the peak, because eventually they're going to go away. No, those are all red flags for me. I'm not even gonna put a cent into them. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, listening to my thought processes. If you did, leaving a big thumbs up on this video is really appreciated. That really helps us out in the YouTube algorithm, because when the YouTube algorithm sees your engagements, it then recommends the video to more people, because it's wow, this person really liked this, then other people that also like similar things that you liked before. So you're literally sharing the video with other people when you leave thumbs up. So it's really appreciated. And then if you just watched this whole video and you're not subscribed yet, what are you doing? Make sure you hit subscribe and click that notification bell, and you will not miss any future on-chain gaming videos. This channel is dedicated to that. The future of the metaverse, the Ready Player One world where we're gonna be able to work and play. I am so freaking excited about it. So if you guys are as well, make sure you're joining the family and joining the journey. And I will end by saying thank you to our incredible Patreon supporters. You guys help us out a ton. Thank you for enabling us to make this content. I say this every video, but I don't make these videos by myself. Nate, my brother, puts in a ton of work editing these videos every day. Josh, our friend, does the music production for these videos. So this is an original outro that you're listening to right now. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and until next time, make smart investing decisions and have fun roaming the metaverse.